Okay, good morning everyone. Today we are going to discuss on the topic of inheritance. For that, first I can create a package for today's in this project. The same thing, I can create a package of new package. The package name will be the data. Like creating the package. Under this package, I can create a class. My class will be the suppose first one will be the inherit or parent. Suppose parent is a class. First, what is a inheritance means? Acquiring the properties and functionalities functionalities of one class into the other class. That means suppose what we are initializing a variables or the functionalities or the methods we are using in the different classes. Suppose you can declare a properties in one class and you can use it in the somewhere else. Then the concept is called as inheritance. Normally inheritance will be depends on the classes, and in general you have to compare with a parent and a grandparent, like that hierarchy. First, when you have to perform on a inheritance, some keyword is there. It will be the extends one. Extends helps to inherit it from the parent to the child. Suppose here it is my parent class, right? I can create another class. I am creating only the class. Suppose it is my class. My class name will be the suppose grandparent. My class name is grandparent, right? In this grandparent I can go with the suppose public uh, int property values. Suppose property value, right? And public method one. I need to mention the return type void. Properties value, properties value at the time of at the time of grandparent. At the time of grandparent is suppose at the time of grandparent it will be the proper. Suppose here the property value is mm, suppose 3 lakhs. Okay, property value is 3 lakhs. When it will comes for the parent, the property value will be increases or decreases, it will be depends, right? That means what are the methods and the properties has, it will be changed. Suppose here you have a property values and the method. Suppose the same things you have to access in the parent class also. Why? Because suppose you have the whole already existing code, you already trying to use it, right? But the same thing you have to use it again. What is the need? You can write it again. Already the code is there, so you have to use it. How can you use it is the concept of inheritance. The class futures, the one class futures, you can use it in the another class. Suppose here, how can I inherit is extends. Extends is a keyword to inherit from one class. Grandparent. Grandparent. Now the grandparent is the parent class. That means according to the parent, according to the parent class, grandparent is the parent for the parent. Okay. Suppose in place of grandparent, I can go with the method. Okay. Method is the class name. Here also method. This parent class, wait a minute.
Hi Arvind, good morning. Yeah, hi Shashikala. Yes, tell me. Just a second, I'm sharing the screen. Just a few things I need to discuss with you regarding that. So, Arvind, please let me know if it is visible to you. Yes, yes, it is. Okay, the thing is, you mentioned right yesterday regarding the filter implementation. You already wrote some code and you like told me it is working fine, right? See, the total one is working fine, so I just give the piece of code that try to this and check if it is working. Yeah, actually, the thing is, I tried with that for the filter, so that is not working fine from my end. I tested it, so it's not working. Okay, okay. So you can you need to fix it. Mm-hmm. Okay, and also the one more thing is the hash in URL. I mean the URL structure for the store details page is incorrect. So as it improper, I mean contains a hash symbol, right? So regarding yes, this thing, we need to change in the server side. I mean, without we need to do the path right for this, right? No, yesterday while doing the feedback, you mentioned to yes that you got the issue, how to remove the hash. Yes, yes. But the thing is, I tried yesterday. One second, let me show you. So due to hash router, we are getting Arvind actually. Mhm. So in the place of that, when we are writing the browser router, then the thing is, one second, Arvind. Just I'm running. Like when we redirect to the dealer details page, Arvind, the thing is, once we refresh the page again, the data is not loading on localhost 8080. That's why I kept the hash root. Why? Because we are using SPA, right? So maybe due to that it will depends. Okay. 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 So that's a level. Thank you.
అయినా సౌండ్ సెర్చ్ అయితే ఫిక్స్ చేయడానికి చూడు ఒకసారి ట్రై చేయి నార్మల్గా అది ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తుంది అంటే దాంట్లో డ్రాప్ డౌన్ ఎలా వస్తుంది అదొకటి చెక్ చేసి చూడు అది అవ్వకపోతే నేను తర్వాత ఓకే సారీ ఫర్ ద ఇన్కన్వీనియన్స్ right. In the inheritance, in the parent point of view, for the parent class will be the method. That means always from which class you are inherited, that one will be the child class. That means parent here is the child class. For the parent class, method is the parent. Okay, here the parent and child terminologies we are used. Normally we are inherit the methods and the properties from the method class. So according to the parent, here the method is the parent for the parent. Suppose if you want to access this property val or method 1, you just create a parent to the method 1 class. Suppose normally if you want to access the property val and method 1, then you can simply create a class or object for the method 1. Method 1 m1 equals to new method. Suppose method, I think the class name method m1 equals to new method of, right? In the same way, suppose here also I have one method public void, it was the parent method. Suppose parent method, suppose it is the parent method. Okay, suppose it is a parent method. Suppose if I creating object for the method, that means I am creating object for this class, then I can access this property value and the method one, but I can't access the parent method. Why? Because suppose imagine yourself as an example. Imagine yourself as an example. Suppose you have some properties, right? You have some properties, your parent have some properties. You have some properties means you are your own, you can build some properties or you can buy some properties, then it will be yourself only. You have, and that means your parents have no right to ask for the properties of you, but you have a right to ask the properties of your parent, right? Like the same way, by creating object for the parent, you can access the only parent method, but if you are creating object for the childs, you can access the child methods as well as parent methods and the properties also. That means hierarchy, from where you are creating an object to up. Okay, from where you are creating an object to the up. Suppose if you are creating a child at the grandchild level, then you can go with the parent and the grandparent also. Grandchildren has the right to ask the properties of the grandparent, right? Like that. Here, if you are creating an object, based on that, it will you can fetch for the parents and the grandparents also. That means by using the this m1 object, I can only access this property val property and also this method one, but I am not able to access this parent method. Why? Because parent method is the parent class, not parent class method, not a method class method, right? So because that, suppose if I'll try to access the m1 dot m1 dot method 1, m1 dot method means like the same way m1 dot parent method, then I can't able to get it. Why? Because if I write the same thing also, it will throw an error. Why? Because m1 doesn't know the what is the parent method. Why? Because m1 has the only scope of till this class only, but in the child class I'll try to go with that child class method, I'll try to access, so I can get it. Suppose if you want that, then you have to create the object for this parent class. Suppose p1 equals to new parent of p1 dot parent method, p1 dot parent method. Then also I can access that p1 dot property. Suppose this out of p1 dot property val, it will get it. Why? Because property val also I can access by using the child, right? Because of that, the same thing, suppose I can call that p1 dot method 1 also. Everything I can call. Property value 3 lakhs, parent method. That means suppose if you want to change that property value, then p1 dot sorry, before hierarchy p1 is not exist, right? So p1 dot property val equals to hmm, suppose 4 lakh. That means you can update your properties values. That means suppose your parent can give some properties to use, you can increase them or you can decrease them, right? That is the same case, you can increase the properties. That means you can change the property values of the parent class in the chat. In this you have the inheritance types. Normally inheritance is means once some code is there, when fixed some code is there, you have to use in the code it again by inherit the into the other class, right? And inheritance has the some types. In that, first, extends is the keyword. Extends is the keyword to inherit from one class to the other class. Okay, now we'll look into the inheritance types. My inheritance types are first one, single level inheritance. Single level inheritance is nothing but one class has the only single parent. The same like this way. Suppose parent is there, parent has the only single parent, right? Method is the only single parent. Suppose you and your parent, okay, you and your parent. Every class has, suppose one class has the only single parent, then that type of hierarchy is called a single level hierarchy. We are till that discuss that single level hierarchy only. Next one, multi level hierarchy. Okay, multi level hierarchy. That means mm, okay, multi level hierarchy means grandparent, parent, child. Suppose you are acquiring the properties from your parent and your grandparent, like that hierarchy from different. That means you has the only one parent. Class has the only one parent, and also parent class have another parent. Like the same scenario. Suppose in the multi-level, the example will be the okay. Suppose it is one class. The same like way you have another class and another class. Like this you have some multiple levels. It is was one level. Suppose you are discussing from this class to the this class, it will be the single level. But if it is also inherited by this one, by this object you can access the properties of this class. By using this object you can access the this class and also this class. It will be the multi level. Suppose it has the only one parent, it will be the single level. But here also it will have the only one parent, but parent has also the parent. So that means it has a grandparent, and also grandparent has also a parent. Then it will be the hierarchy will maintain, right? The same like suppose another class also have a parent. Like this, whatever you have a top hierarchy, whatever you have a top hierarchy, but it's more than single parent hierarchy, then it will be multi level. If only single parent is there, it will be the single level. But if parent also have the remaining other parent, then it will becomes a multi level. It will be a one concept only. Ultimately you are doing the same things what you are doing in a single level and all the things. Suppose you can create another class, new class. Suppose child is my class. Suppose child is one class. In this child I can create a two classes. One class will be my one class is parent, suppose, and one class is grandparent. Okay, right. Suppose here I have one method of public void grandparent method. it will be a grandparent, right? The same way here also, public void parent method. This out. And for the child also I can create a method, public child method. Public void child method. In that sysout of child. Okay, suppose if you are this is one hierarchy. Have you observed? This is the hierarchy, right? Child, parent, and the grandparent. Suppose if you are creating an object for the parent class, then you can access the, suppose here I am not inherit anything, right? Extends grandparent, right? If you are creating object for the parent, if you are creating object for the parent, then uh, then you can access the parent method and grandparent method, but you can't access the child method. Why? Because parent method is inherited by the grandparent method. Because of that you can access that grandparent method, but in the child class, in the child class you are not inherited the parent and all. So in the below hierarchy you can't achieve, but upper hierarchy you can achieve by creating an object. Suppose you want the child methods also, then what you can do, you simply extends parent. This is the multi-level. That means you are not directly inherited by the grandparent, you are inherited by the grandparent by parent as a intermediate. Ultimately you are can getting the parent methods and the grandparent methods, but you are not directly inherited by the grandparent. Already your parent was inherited by the grandparent. By using your parent you are getting that methods. Understand my point, right? That means if you are creating object for the child, you can access the child methods, parent methods, and the grandparent methods also, right? It is a multi-level. And now I can create an object, child c1 equals to new child of c1 dot, I can access the grandparent method. It will shows below. Here you can observe, I can access the grandparent method, I can access the parent method, but I can access the child method also, I can access the parent method also, right? This is the way you have hierarchy. That means you have the multi-level. That means you are not directly inherited by one class, indirectly you are inherited by one class, then it will comes under a multi-level. Okay, it will comes under a multi-level. And the same thing, in this only I can tell the another one. It was a hierarchy, hierarchy interface. Okay, another thing is there, multiple for a while hierarchy is there. Hierarchy is nothing but suppose you are acquiring the characteristics from your parent and your mother, right? That means your father and your mother, right? Your father and your mother. Suppose for a while I'll do one thing. mm, Normally suppose here it is the grandparent and parent class, right? Mm. Suppose it is a child one, I have another class of your sibling. Suppose your sibling is there, Suppose your sibling is there, extends. Your sibling also inherit the characteristics of your parent only, right? Right. Your child, that means child class and the sibling class. Child class and sibling class has a single parent. Child and sibling has a single parent. Then it will called as a hierarchical interface. That means two classes have the same interface. Then the two classes becomes siblings, right? Suppose you and your brother is there, both having the equal rights on the properties of your father, right? Properties of your father. Then that means you both are siblings. You have the only single parent. You have the only single parent, right? That is one hierarchy. After the multi-level, I can explain them. Okay. Suppose if I change the class name, here also I have to change. That will be the issue. I'll do one thing. I'll create a new class and I explain it. First thing, we will observe what is the hierarchical interface. Hierarchical interface means, suppose two classes are there. One is this class, class 1, and another one is class 2. Okay, or it is a child 1, child 1, and it is a child 2. They both are inherited from the single parent. If two classes have the single parent, then this type of hierarchy is called as a hierarchical interface. Okay, that means you can create a child 1 object, then you can access the parent methods. If you create the child 2 also, then you can access that, right? Suppose that two siblings are there, child 1 also can increase their properties, that means own properties. Child 2 also increase the own properties, but they can get the share from the parent, right? They can get the share from the parent. But child 1 not giving anything to the child 2, also child 2 not giving anything to the child 1, right? This is you have to understand. Child 2 have the right to ask the parent. Child 1 also have the right to ask the parent. But child 1 have no right to ask the child 2. Also child 2 has no right to ask the child 1. Like the same way, if you are creating an object for the child 1, you can access the parent methods, but you can't access the child 2 methods and all. Right? That is you have to observe. Hierarchical interface. This will called as a hierarchical interface. That means two or more classes have the single parent. Not fixed for the two. If suppose another class is also there, okay, another child is there, then they have also the same parent, right? Suppose. That means these are all the scenarios you have to implement in the real world programming. Sometimes you have only the one parent you have to inherit. Suppose you have sometimes one parent for the multiple classes. That is the thing. Suppose multi-level is also you can implement, right? This is the hierarchical interface. And we'll go to the implementation. Before we'll go to the implementation, I'll explain here only another thing. Another thing was, suppose, imagine your father is there, father and mother, father and mother, but single child. Father is the parent, right? Mother is also parent for the child. That means what it is the case? Reverse for the hierarchical case. One child has the two parents. If one child has the two parents, then it will called as a multiple inheritance. Two or more parents. Two or more parents. But multiple inheritance we can't achieve directly in a Java. For that we need a interfaces concept. Multiple inheritance. Multiple and multi-level are the different. Multiple means in the same level, if a child class have the more than two parents, at least two parents, at least two parents, then this type of hierarchy will called as a multiple inheritance. Then another type of inheritance is there, hybrid. Hybrid means in a single program, if you are using multi-level, that means any two any two types you can use, then it will becomes hybrid, right? In the one case you can use the single and the hybrid, single and the suppose hierarchy, then it will becomes hybrid. Suppose if you are using the two types of inheritance in one programming, then it will becomes a hybrid hierarchy or a hybrid inheritance, right? We'll go with the what it is hierarchical example. Suppose hierarchy is the class, then I have the class of mm, suppose I can take the simple parent, create a class as child1. Okay, child1 was inherited from the parent the same way. Child2, child2 inherit from the parent. Then who is the parent for child1? Parent class only, right? For the child2 also the parent class. That means these two, child1 and child2, are the siblings. Why? Because they have the only single parent, right? This is the hierarchical interface. That means two classes have the single parent class, then this type of hierarchical is called a hierarchy interface. Simply you can, here I can write public void method sys out public void child method. It will be the child method. Suppose child1 method, the same thing, child2 method. Then that means if I am creating object for the child1, then I can access the only child1 method and method. If I creating the child2 object, then I can access only child2 method and the method, but I can't access the child method through the child1 object, and also I can't access the child2 method. Why? Already parent is one class is there, right? So because of that, I'll do one thing. Why? Because it I'm giving as a default, so parent one type parent is also there, so I'll go with the parent one and the parent one, right? Simply why? Because in the same package I can already use the parent as a class, so it will not render which parent you are discussing because of that, right? Here I can create an object, new child one of By using the C1 you can access only the child method, and also only it will possible to access the parent method, right, or method, right. This is but you can't able to access this child method. Why? Because you are creating method for the child one. It is the type of hierarchy, right. You are getting the child one method and the method. The same way, now we are going to discuss that multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance means, suppose here I have another class of I'll change this to parent one to the father, father. I can remove this, remove, remove, right, class. Suppose mother, suppose mother method, hmm? Mother method, and and hmm, class child, class child. What we are discussing, multiple inheritance means you have the two parents. That means suppose simply normally two parents means extends. You can have to write like a father, comma, mother. But it will throw an error. Why? Because multiple inheritance directly not accessed by using the Java. For that we need some other concept. It was interfaces. What the actual interface is suppose class is there. What is the meaning of class? Class is the blueprint of object, right? Like way interface is the blueprint of class. Class is the blueprint of object, right? Like the same way interface is the blueprint of class. Interface only contains the abstract methods. What is the term abstract methods? We will discuss in the topic of abstraction. For well, remember the abstract method is nothing but only the method declaration, no implementation. You are right in the particular method declaration. Suppose I'll show the example. You can't use it as a like classes. For that, what you have to do is interface. Suppose father is the interface. Okay, here you can declare public for a well, right? Interface mother. Okay, for that you need to use the implements as a keyword. Okay. Hmm. Suppose abstract method is public void. Suppose method one. Okay, method one is there, or father method is there. For example, father method. Public void father method. What I am doing here, I am just declaring the method, but I am not writing any implementation block for this method. This is the abstract. If you are writing also, it will not accept that interfaces. Interfaces only allows the abstract methods and the properties. Okay, the simple way I can use it in here also. Mother method, right? Mother method. Now why I am getting the error is because these are the unimplemented methods. Interface contains the unimplemented methods. When you are inheriting into the some class, you must implement those unimplemented methods. That means suppose actually this method is there, right? Father method. I can implement this in a child class. Suppose public child, oh sorry, public void, and also public void mother method. This is the concept of overriding. This is the concept of method overriding. One method functionality or one method declaration you are writing in the child classes. Suppose I have the another class here. Suppose class is there, class. Suppose it is a parent. One is a class. Suppose I have a public void method. Okay, public void method. Parent method, right? But what I'm doing is the same method what we used in this parent one class. I have to override. That means the implementation I am overriding in the child. Suppose the child one I can inherit it to the child two. Suppose extends parent two. In this same program, parent one, right? In the same program, I am using the multiple inheritance and the single inheritance also. Why? Because this child has the only one parent, right? Parent one is the class. Then it will become say hybrid inheritance. Why? Because I am using the two types of inheritance in this, right? Like that. Class hierarchy is there. Now, if you observe, this is child class. Parent one has the method is a one method, right? So in that public void, the same thing as a method. Same thing as a method. Then here you can write this out of child2 method. Okay. What you do in the parent class, already the method function is there, but what you are doing, you are overriding the method functionality of the method in the parent class with the method in the child2 class. This is the overriding. Same method name, same parameter count, same return type, but functionality is different. It will called as a method overriding. Method overriding means in the child class you are overriding the parent methods with the different functionalities, but same method name, same parameter count, and same return type also. What you are changing? Only the differing in the functionality of the methods. It will be the override. The overriding concept is used in the interfaces. Always abstract methods are declared in the interface. Those abstract methods you have to override in the child classes. Those abstract methods you have to override in the child classes. That is the thing. Simply you can access the normal the way. You can create a child one object, then you can access the father methods and also the mother methods. Father variables and the mother variables. But multiple inheritance you can achieve through the interfaces. This is the only concept. Interfaces is we can discuss a lot when you are moving with the abstraction concept. Normally interfaces contains the only like a blueprint of a, why I am calling it as a blueprint of class is because normally the child one is the class, right? Normally the child one is the class. This child one contains the father method and mother method which interface contains, right? These structures what the child one contains. Suppose this public static public void father method, it will be included in the interface father, but not writing any implementation to that. Because of that we are calling it as a blueprint for the class. Interface are calling as a blueprint for the class. In the same way you can create a object for the child and you can call the whatever method in the parent and the same class. It will be the same, but multiple inheritance you can achieve by using the interfaces, but directly it will not possible in the Java. That's the thing you have to Understand? And another thing I have to explain, it was a super keyword. New, my new class is super. Super keyword is nothing but suppose you want to pass the values to the your parent, then simple example I can take it. Suppose I have a class as a parenter. Okay, I can create a constructor here, public. We already discussed the what is a constructor, right? Public parenter. In this I have a one public parenter name. Suppose it was a string, suppose string parenter name. This dot, if parenter name is there means I have to pass it in this, right? So int, sorry, string suppose name. Okay, I can directly use this dot parenter name equals to name. Clear? This dot parenter name equals to name. In the same way, I am extend it into the this super key. What it is, a parenter, right? Parenter. Ah, why? Because parenter class has a constructor. I need to pass the values. That's the way it will shows a error. Add a constructor of the super key. I'll add it. Okay. Directly it will take the super of name. Why? Because of super is the keyword to passing through the values. Suppose another parent is also there, then it will be. Suppose I have a another. It was a super key name. Super key name. It will be the string. If my intent to set that super key name, then I can use the another thing. It was a name one string name one. Okay, here I can simply use that this dot super key. If I observe this means I am getting the parenter name and also the super key name. By using the super, you can go with the, or calling the upper methods. That means parent things. Okay. Okay. First, you need to call the constructor of the parent. Then only you have to include these all the things. This dot something and all. Okay, this actually refers the current instance. This current instance also have the scope of this parent, right? Then by using this I am try to accessing the, first I can create a object for the super key. S1 equals to new super key. New super key of I have to pass the values, right? Suppose hello and hi. Okay, now hi will becomes the hello will becomes the parenter name. uh, why I am using this? Hello will becomes the parenter name. Hi will becomes the super key name. Why? Because here name means hello, name one means hi. Because of that, super key name becomes hi, parenter name becomes hello. By using that this out, I can print that s1 dot parenter name. Hello, right? Why? Because what the value I am passing to the name, it will pass to the constructor. This super will helps to pass to the or values to the parent. You know already. Why? Because what the thing you know, by using the child class you can directly access the parent values, but you don't know from child to the parent how can you pass the values, right? That was the thing we are doing here. You can pass the values from child to the parent by using the super keyword, or else you can call the methods of the parent also by using the super. In the same class, suppose I have a one method of public method. Sort of method, I can simply call that method here. How can I call is simply in the same method. Suppose by using the second call. That means if you want to access within the class, the child class you want to access the methods, then it will print method and the hello. Why? Because first it will be print that method, because first constructor will call, constructor call this, it will execute, after that it will be execute in this statement only it will return. This is the thing with the inheritance. The topic interfaces we have to discuss, we'll discuss in the next session. uh, Thank you.